Yeah. So just for our guests to know, I and Laura, we've been together for many years, maybe
Mm-hmm.
like, if not close to 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
We've been
Oh,
together for a long time. We've worked together, you
yeah.
know, starting our career and also growing in our career, having babies, getting married. Our story is kind of
Yeah, very similar. It's almost
very
as if we're on a
similar.
race. Almost everything is the same.
It's like, in fact, that race is the word, is the right word. It's
Yeah,
always almost like we are on a race. So
crazy.
we moved to I moved after I moved to America. You moved to
Yeah.
America,
Like
right?
we were working at the same job, and then I left, and you left literally immediately. You were the next
It
person to leave the job.
right.
And then you moved to the US, and I left after. Well, I didn't leave immediately after, but I left to the US. I
Yeah.
went to the same school you went to for your master's program, the same course. So it was like Tessie, Laura.
we we went to the same school. We did masters in computer information science. Laura did
Yeah,
masters in computer information
yeah,
science. Like we were always
yeah.
following ourselves back
It
to
was
back, motivating.
crazy.
Yeah, and
I
also
remember like after your master's program, you got a job, and I used to ask you like, what should I request for like my first pay? And you're like,
yeah.
oh, request for this, do this. Literally after my master's program, I got a job too. It's crazy. Everything is almost similar. Then you got married, and after you got married, I got married. It's
You got
like
married.
it's crazy.
I have my second baby. You have your first
The first
baby,
one,
and
yeah.
we gave birth the same month.
Yes, same month. Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And Laura, talking about our the fibroid journey, I went through fibroid journey. That might not be a very good one. I always inform you as it's going, how I did my then there was a time it really bothers me, and I will call you. You were
Mm-hmm.
always encouraging me, like, no, you've also had people that have similar story. That I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
fine. Then I had to that eventually I had to like consider myomectomy.
Yeah.
And I told you, just 4 months after I went for the surgery,
Mm-hmm. You had
we
a
got
baby.
pregnant. We got pregnant.
The flip is mine. I had a baby, and then 4 months after, I had the myomectomy.
Myomectomy.
Yeah.
In fact, Laura, please, I want us to talk about motherhood. First of all, let's talk about motherhood. How has it been in the journey? How has it been with you and your husband?
Yeah.
Let's talk so that people can learn from us.
So honestly, you always think that you understand what it's going to feel like, but I don't think you understand until you're there. It's a rewarding feeling in the sense that it comes a lot of stress, but it's like you're on steroids. You don't feel that stress. You just keep going. You just keep going. It's almost like you're going through a lot, but then the reward is almost instant when you look at that child's face. Motherhood has not been the easiest journey. Like the whole coming out of it, like having the baby, and having the cesarean session, especially here in the United States. If it's back home in Nigeria, you have family, you have friends. The house would have been filled up with people to help you with the baby and all, but in the US, it's all man for himself. Like you get somebody to help you. You're one of the lucky ones. Luckily, I was able to get my auntie to come and help, and she helped for 2 months. I don't think I can hear you.
Okay, what I was saying is that you are very lucky because in my own case, when I had my baby, I only got help for 2 weeks, and
Imagine.
yeah, and it was a lot. And guess what? After the first week that I gave birth to my son, I had to go back to the hospital because I was diagnosed of preeclampsia. My blood pressure went up.
Wow.
It went really up, and I just told my husband, like, we left the baby with the grandma that was with us as at that time, and we just like, okay, let's just go. We thought it was going to be a very brief something,
Yeah.
and before we know it, we spent 4 days. I spent 4 days.
America, having a baby here is different. It's like a different experience because when I had my baby, I'm sure we'll talk about that later. But like, there's so many challenges that I have faced when I had my baby.
Mhm.
Like after having my baby through cesarean section, I also have complications in the sense like I wasn't, I had a swollen foot and all because during my pregnancy I never had all of that. So I called my OB and I said, "Oh, I'm experiencing this." Just like, "Oh, that's normal. You should experience it for a couple of months and all that." Thankfully, that was like maybe for like 2 weeks. But so many things happened afterwards. I was bleeding. I had to go to the ER, and same thing. But you had to like. Luckily, at that point, my auntie was around, so I only did it like once with the ER visit, and I thought I was fine. But after my auntie left, that was when my body was like, "Okay, you've been getting out of rest. I'm going to show you Shaggy now." I was bleeding seriously, like it was when I went to the emergency unit, the doctor was like, "You can't continue like this. You're going to give up if you keep losing blood like this. It's not possible. You need to go. We need to schedule you for an operation immediately."
Immediately.
And I was like, "Operation?" My auntie just left. I don't see myself leaving my child with my husband for this, like for the recovery time. And besides, after recovery, I'll still have to carry my baby and everything. I was like, "Doctor, is there anything you can do? Can I have medications to stop this bleeding while I get someone to help?" And they said, like, "Okay, let's put you on this medication, let's put you on this medication, let's put you like." And this is somebody that I've never been sick enough to have all these medications. I had to go on medications to stop the bleeding, and it didn't stop it. Like it didn't stop it. So I had to call my auntie again and say, "Auntie, please, can you come back for 2 weeks? Help me. I need you for 2 weeks. Let me, get this sorted out and everything." And she's like, "Okay, fine, I'll come back for 2 weeks." That was when I scheduled my surgery again. And all through this period, I was still bleeding. I was losing blood. I was breastfeeding. I was carrying the baby. You never know the amount of strength you have until you're sitting on that seat. I used to say, like, if I was in Nigeria, I am sure I will not be here today. Like, there's no way
There's
I would
no way,
be here today
Laura.
in Nigeria.
I, in my own case, I still want to say you are still lucky for you to have your auntie, like, you were able to get help to some extent,
Yes.
compared to my own case. In my own case, when I had the fibroid, I wasn't bleeding as much. And the funny thing is that they kept telling me that the solution, like I went to like 2 hospitals in United States. That was way back in California, and they were like, the option is hysterectomy, which means they will need to take out the womb.
Boom, boom. You told me then.
And I wasn't bleeding that much. Funny enough, I wasn't bleeding that much. So when I came back, when I now moved to Texas, the hospital, and now when they were like, "Okay, someone, I got recommendation," and they like, "Okay, I'm gonna get a referral," and the doctor wasn't even saying it like it was a serious thing. I was like, "Oh, this is the first time I'm getting this kind of feedback." So I was like, "Okay, let's go for it." I was so scared. So for you, in your own case, how did you feel? Like, having, telling you that you will be going for another surgery after just 1 month. How does it even feel?
I
Because
was, I was like,
it's
"Is that
very
possible?"
scary.
The first thing I asked the doctor was, "Is that possible? Am I not going to die?" Like, I just came out from the C-section surgery. I lost a lot of blood. I had to go through blood transfusion on that C-section. And then you're telling me I have to go back again. I'm like, "I haven't recovered. Am I not going to die?" Like, it didn't seem possible. And he's like, "The risk of you losing this amount of blood still is high. You have a higher risk of dying from this.
Jesus, the doctor told you that?
Yeah, than the higher risk of dying from the operation." So apparently the percentage of women that die from hemorrhaging is a high. It's one of the highest things that kill women after deliveries, when they hemorrhage. And I was hemorrhaging for weeks. Technically, between when I had the baby and when I had my operation, I was hemorrhaging for 4 months. So I was on serious iron pills. I was going in for blood transfusions just to be able to sustain myself till my next surgery. So when the doctor told me, that's when I realized that this is crazy, but there's still that faith, like, okay, we're in a system that works. Like, you can help me out, doctor. What can we do to made this possible. And I think another thing I feel is like, because honestly, at this point, you become you realize that you're a prayer warrior. Like you become very prayerful. There was this peace that God gave me. Like, my daughter, it's not your time. I have you covered. There was this peace that, in as much as I was scared, I knew that God was in control. So He was going to see me through. So there was that fear of, oh my God, what if something happens to me? And sometimes I'll be bleeding. I'll be like, am I going to die tomorrow? Maybe if I go to bed, I might not wake up because I've lost a lot of blood. There's that fear of what if this? So you're trying to. Honestly, Tessie, the fear was crazy, but I was always praying. I had people that were praying for me. I used to call you to like,
Yeah, you called me
about this. I also had another friend that went through the fibroid operation in Nigeria. So I was like calling people that have experienced it to kind of see their experience, and also friends that have had cesarean operations to find out like, okay, like how you feeling, what should I expect, look how I'm feeling today. So there was prayer going on everywhere. I was praying on my own. It was like, but I think for me, I was actually more scared of my bleeding than of the operation at first, because when there's some days that the bleeding is so heavy, I'm worried, like, am I going to survive tomorrow with this bleeding? Am I going to be here tomorrow? So,
Laura, I want to ask you this question. So when you're saying bleeding, normally after C-section, you can only bleed for a little bit, maybe for 1 week. Does it mean yours continue?
4
It didn't stop
months
at
I was
all.
bleeding.
It didn't
There are
stop at
days
all.
where it was blood clots, not even like minimal bleeding.
Wow.
I mean, there are days when there's no bleeding. There are days
Okay.
when it's like there's no bleeding. There are days when it's minimal, and then there are days when it's heavy and you're scared. Those days when it's heavy, so it's crazy.
That must have been very scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's talk about postpartum. Yes, even though you got help for 3 months, right? Let's talk about it. Postpartum. How, when they tell you, are you able to sleep? Do you get enough sleep? After maybe, when they tell us that sleep when the baby sleep, does that ever work for you? Please tell me. Because I
So
know in my own case, I didn't get so
my
much help.
postpartum experience is like two ways. When I had help with my auntie, and then when I did not. When I had help with my auntie is like a typical. She's an African woman. Luckily this is my auntie. Like her kids filed for her, so but she's still your typical African mother that would be like, no, let me carry the child, let me do this. But I mean, I need to help. So during that period where I had the help with the baby, I couldn't necessarily sleep. I could sleep on my own time, in the sense like, okay, I had help to go sleep, but I couldn't allow my auntie to do a lot of things. She's an old woman. She can't do too much. For me, the most important thing was, okay, she was helping me navigate things I might not know. She helped me hold the baby, but I was on my feet a lot. Like, I was trying to help get things. I was one in charge of making sure there was food in the house. I was the one in charge of making sure things were ready, when she needed them. I was pumping like every 3 hours, making sure there was breast milk, in case I needed to. She needed to feed the baby, I could give her the bottle of breast milk, so I'll have to warm the bottles, get everything ready. So by the time you do all this, like, you're doing, either preparing the meal or you're getting this done. Obviously, my husband was helpful. Like, he was helping with making sure the bottles were washed, making sure what do you need. He was doing also more of the cooking, honestly, more than I was. But I wasn't really resting per se. I think that's where the whole swollen foot came from, because I was always on my feet trying to get things done. But then my experience when my auntie left is not. That's like where the postpartum started. Like, that's where you're like, okay, is this what life is going to be like?
Is this what it looked like? So you are now you are back to your reality. Like, okay, now no more help. It's as good as you're by yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, because sometimes
Exactly.
no matter how helpful our husbands are, I still feel like there's some things that women just be like, it's not a man thing. Let me go do this. I think it happened to me. My husband too was very helpful, and Even grandma would tell me, like, sleep, just sleep, try to get some sleep. But
Okay,
anytime I
that's
see the baby cry, I would just jump off. Like, she would just be like,
hey, you fly up like you feel like, oh, you're the only one that can console them. What's going on? Get up from your ass and go and help. It was
so grandma would keep telling me, go back to bed. No, it's okay. It's gonna be fine. I was just like, I think it's part of motherhood. Like, you just have
yeah.
this kind of fear,
Yeah,
unnecessary fear that
and then
just.
the guilt. You feel a lot of guilt. For me, like, I felt a lot of guilt, especially when maybe I'm sleeping and I can hear her cry. I feel like like, go and carry her small, go and give her breasts, sleep. But I already pumped, but I'm like, go and carry her small, and then I'll come down. Grandma will be like, I thought you're sleeping. Ain't you supposed to be sleeping? I'll say, let me just help small now. Let me just help. She's like, go and sleep. I can handle it. You know how many children I brought to this life? What do you think I haven't done before?
Yeah. So you mentioned something talking about, breast pumping. I have when I was in the hospital, when I went back to the hospital, I was able to pump a lot, but when I got back home, I couldn't do so much. And I have this guilt, this mother's guilt that you just feel like you're not doing so much, you're not doing enough. So then my supply dropped. It dropped drastically. And I had to go back to the lactation consultant and call them, and they scheduled me for an appointment, and they were like, you can be pumping every 3 hours. And I'm like, how would 3 hours? When you talking about 3 hours now, I'm like, how is that
That's
even
because
possible?
I had help. That's because I had help.
Okay.
When my auntie wasn't around anymore, that wasn't possible. Honestly, when my auntie wasn't around, I was exclusively breastfeeding straight from the source. There was no pumping involved. If I pump, I would still be the one to feed you the pumped milk. And then imagine going through that stress of pumping and then seeing her leave like 2 ounces of breast milk that you cannot give her again. So I stopped when my auntie wasn't around. Honestly, I wasn't pumping again. I was giving her straight from the source, and it helped me mentally, because that pumping is a lot of stress.
It is a lot of stress. I don't know how people guess what? When I see people on Instagram or TikTok, when they do a lot of pumping, they feel they are free.
I don't know how.
I'm like, I beg, how are you people doing?
I don't know how they're doing it, because first and foremost, have you ever pumped and carried a baby? It's like you're carrying a baby. You're trying to make sure they pump. For me, so I had the hands-free one, the mom cozy hands-free one that you put in your bra.
The movable, yeah, I got that one.
The one that you have to hold. So when the Spectrum one that you had to hold pumped better. Like when I use that, I get very good supply, and I get the milk looks, it pumps very good quality of milk. When I use the Mom Cozy one, it's more liquidy, it's more watery. I didn't like it, so I wanted to get very good supply. So I would use the one I had to hold, or rather, I had to the other one. So I can't hold that and carry my baby, or maybe I'm even pumping and she's crying, or even if you want to pump when she's sleeping, there's still other things you have to do. So maybe even if I pump during the time I didn't have help, I would pump maybe once a day, and that's because I want my husband to help me when I can. So I might just pump one bottle or two, so that if I need help, I can say, okay, babe, there's breast milk. Help me feed her. Let me do other things. But I wasn't pumping to feed her. I was pumping so that I just had like that 3 hours of break to say, oh, babe, help me. And this is someone that goes to work. Like, he's working during the day. When he's off, he has to also rest, or he helped me in the kitchen and other things. So postpartum, after when the help was gone, breastfeeding, everything changed. Everything, you realize that having the baby with you is actually more easier. Like carrying the baby, giving her breast milk directly when she's full, you drop her. That's what I was doing. Honestly, that's what I was doing. I can hear you.
So I said interesting. So how did you balance recovery and caring for your newborn? Because with myomectomy, that must have been a whole lot.
That's another phase,
Yeah. How many? Let me ask this before you answer that question. How many days did you spend in the hospital?
I spent 5 days in the hospital after the operation. And that 5 days, I need to see my child. I mean, for health reasons, it's not advisable for a child to come to the hospital.
Wow.
And I had to be, imagine that pain of having surgery, right? And you have to pump, because if you don't pump, you're going to lose your supply. So I was out of surgery. I'd opened my eyes, lying down in bed, and I said, please, I need to pump right now. And the nurse was like, oh, you need to pump. I forgot to bring my breast pump. And they were trying to get one in the hospital for me. Luckily, my husband went back home, brought pump. So I was pumping and dumping in the hospital. I had pumped before leaving for my surgery so that my child would have enough supply while I was in the hospital. But not like, at that point, I had to also introduce formula. And this was when I was exclusive breastfeeding before the surgery. But like a week before my surgery, I knew that, man, whatever I think you've pumped is not enough. So I had to start giving her formula with the breast milk. So while I was in the hospital, I was pumping and dumping in pains. And you can't pump while lying down. So you have to sit up and pump and dump. And went through all that, not seeing your child for 5 days,
For
feeling guilt.
5 days.
When you call her, like when I call video call and I'm talking to her, she's looking at you like, why did you do this to me? And then I came back home. I was so sore and going through pain. So I couldn't even carry her for long. I would just hold her. I couldn't sleep with her, like, because I was still in so much pain and recovery. So I couldn't sleep with her at night. My auntie would help me at night to sleep with the baby. So I used like another 1 week when I came back from home to recover. My auntie would say, don't worry, I'll sleep with the baby. Go sleep so that you can fully recover. And I was feeling so much guilt, feeling so much guilt. And then when my auntie finally left, I had still not recovered. But I was much more stronger. Back to the schedule, caring for your baby, breastfeeding and pumping, and doing everything. Guess what? It's like your mind forgets that there is so much pain going on your body. It's at the end of the day when you're done for the day, or those few minutes where you take to sit down and just sleeping. That's when your body's like, I am in so much pain. I can't take this. Or I've gone through a lot, or I need to sleep. That period when my auntie left, same thing. When I'm going to bed, I'm scared, like, oh my God, I hope I don't die, because this is too much for my body to take. I hope I don't die with this whole stress. The things we take as women, you just see us, we are smiling, but you're looking good. But the pain we take and the pain our body can take it's a lot. You don't realize how powerful your body is as a woman until you have a child, you go through surgery, and you still have the strength to do things. I'm telling you, I was on autopilot. I was doing things without understanding what was going through my body. Because most time when I go to the ER, that's when the doctors will be like, I can't believe you're standing. Your numbers are off. How are you standing? You're very strong, oh. How are you not? You're supposed to have fainted with these numbers we're seeing now. And I just realized that my mind was so powerful. God was helping me. My mind was so powerful that it was controlling my body. That's when you realize that being people that are sick or people that are dying, most times they've given up. Like, you've given up that strong will to continue. And that is when you finally die. Your body dies. Your body will not, your mind will not allow your body to go until it actually gives up. So the mind is very powerful, because the moment I let myself go and I sit back, that's when I realize I'm in so much pain and I'm losing it. I need to rest. I need to think. I told my husband, you know what? I don't do anymore. I'm going to kill myself. Take this child. I need to rest right now.
I can totally relate to everything, because when after my surgery, after C-section, actually, this time after C-section for my second baby, I had to go back to the hospital because of preeclampsia. I didn't also see my kids for sometimes you just tell yourself, like, sometimes things that we worry about, maybe our kids, like, oh no, you're so glued to your kids, like, oh, I can't leave them. And guess what? It's when you can't leave them because you are alive, because you are healthy. Because sometimes you find yourself in some situation that is beyond your control. You can't even, things that you don't even have any control over. I didn't see my kids for 5 days. And when I realized that we were going to extend my admission, I was like, because my mind is no longer there. My mental health is, I feel like my mental health is at stake, because I just told them, my husband was like, babe, you know what? Let's just discharge ourselves. We need to tell them to discharge us. Like, maybe when I go back to my kids, I'm going to be better. And that was what we agreed on. I was like, doctor, please, I am done. I need to go home. And guess what? After the first day, I feel much more better.
Yes, because your mind is what is saying. Like, same thing with me. Do you know what? That 5 days I stayed in the hospital was on the 5th day. I started crying. I said, I need to go home. Doctors were like, oh, we need to wait for your numbers to be perfect. I said, doctor, I can't stay here anymore. I need to go home. I'll recover at home. They were okay. They scheduled like a nurse they're like, do you want a nurse to come to the house or call you? I was like, okay, the nurse can call me. If I need help, they can come to the house. So I noticed that when I'm at home and I'm watching her doing better. She like just seeing her alone was helping me get better. I don't know how God did it though.
Yeah, that is it.
I don't know how God did it. I don't know how God did it, but the connection between a mother and a child is beyond. Your body is no longer. It's like your body is like the most important thing right now is this child. Everything else will just work. Especially when you involve God. When you have faith, you pray to God and you involve God. It's like your body starts to heal itself because He knows that He needs to provide for your child. He needs to be there for your child. So that 5th day, I started crying. I said, I need to go home. Please, I need to go home. I'm going to be fine when I get home. And it worked. When I got back home, I felt like I recovered faster than I would have in that hospital.
Yes, interesting. Yeah. That connection, somehow, because we are, and the baby, we are, that kind of bond that is between us will make us recover real quick. Yeah, that is very good. So I want to talk about scars. Now, I don't know. Do you have 2 scars? The C-section is usually like horizontal, right? And I don't know, in my own case, they cut me for myomectomy. They cut me vertically. Then myomectomy for my baby, when I had my baby, my first daughter, they used the same cut.
Oh, okay.
They used the same cut. But for my second baby, doctor was like, okay, why not the vertical, that it's easy and all of that. So I was just like, okay, whatever. You get to some situation when, I think as a mom, most time you get to the point that you don't even care. Just, I want to be fine.
The child is the most important thing, yeah.
Yeah. So how did you feel with your scars?
So good. The good thing was I had the regular C-section. The doctor that gave birth to my baby, I think she's known for cesarean section. Like the scar was phenomenal. Like it was all the way down, clean cuts, like very clean. So when it was time for the myomectomy, I told the doctor, I said, doctor, please, let's talk about this cuts. Are you doing the vertical or the horizontal style? Because I'm also, I don't know. He now said that he's going to go with the same cut that the first doctor did, but it's most likely will go a little bit longer because this time around they're taking a lot more than just going and taking out the child. And yeah, so luckily for me, I didn't have to go it was the same incision that he went through, and he did the operation. But the scar I had from the cesarean was so beautiful. You wouldn't even know I had a baby. But with the C-section, you know that baby girl, something happened here. It's not as beautiful as it was the cesarean section. But at that point, you're not thinking about your cause. You're just thinking like, oh, please save my life. Just
save my life. Yeah, that's the first thing that come to your mind.
you
That's
know.
the first thing that will come to your mind. That every other thing can wait. I just want to survive. I want to
Yeah,
survive first.
yes, I just want to survive. And for most people, when you're having an open myomectomy, for most people, like, it's not how it happened for me. Most people, they plan the process, everything is done perfectly. The operation is planned out. I mean, my operation was planned out. I had this regular MRI scan and everything was planned out. Well, more than anything, it wasn't about just taking out the fibroids. It was also about making sure that the bleeding stopped. It was also making sure that this person doesn't die in this procedure. So when the doctors are thinking like that, they are not necessarily considering having the most beautiful looking scar when they are done. They are honest. We went in there, we were successful, and we came out. But thankfully, the doctor was considerate enough to say, okay, because he told me in the beginning, he told me, where your fibroid is and everything, you might have to cut you the other way to get it out. And I was like, is there no way for you to? Because I also did my research and I saw that was the option. I was like, is there no way? It's okay. I'm going to use the existing C-section cord, but it's going to be a little bit longer because we're going to be doing more than just bringing out a baby this time. So, which is what happened. And yeah, I'm thankful. Like, it's not bad. It looks like most regular C-section scars that you see, especially the ones in Nigeria. It looks like the regular one. The first one was beautiful. The first one,
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, you would not even know. There was no. It was the most beautiful C-section scar I've ever seen, even online. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so interesting. So my next question is going to be about, let's talk about body image. Like, how do you feel? How did your body image shift during postpartum and healing? Because I know most women, we have this,
Mm-hmm.
we kind of feel bad when we are raising kids, because of our body image, the way we look. And I think we still talk about this maybe yesterday, that
Mm-hmm.
most time we just feel like, oh, I'm no longer beautiful. Like,
Mm-hmm. I
why?
mean, I used to be the babe back in the day, like I
Yeah.
mean, like back in the day. So now you look at yourself in the mirror and you be like, wow, is this what motherhood has done? Is this like my flat tummy before I had a baby? I had my flat, nice tummy, the figure eights and everything. First and foremost, during pregnancy, I lost a lot of muscle mass. So that firmness that your body comes with as a woman, you lose a lot of muscle mass. I did lose a lot of muscle mass with my baby. I hope I'm able to recover it while I'm recovering. Then you now go through another operation, and the flat tummy that you're used to looking at in the mirror is non-existent. There's the scar from the carrying the baby, and then there's the scar from the C-section.
C-section.
Like, the most important thing is,
Myomectomy. The scar from the
yes, so
myomectomy.
the myomectomy, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And the
I'm like,
C-section, both. Yeah.
I don't look at myself and say, you know what, there's hope. Most important things in my life, just don't look at it too much. Like, but I just try to talk to myself, like try to feel better, try to tell feeling better when I look at it. And most times you don't even look at it. You're like,
After I have my baby,
yes, I have my baby. Oh, let me look at my legs. My legs are looking good today. Oh, my face looks nice. Let's focus on the good part of our body. So having a child, having the surgery changes your body, changes what you see in the mirror for me. But I try to talk myself out of focusing on that, because the blessing that came with the success of both of them is way more than the scar. The days when you look at it and be like, wow, is this the Laura that I used to know? So we thank God.
well, I feel like it's just okay. I know most women, we feel bad about this, about our body, because we are trying to look at how the society we see us. Because sometimes people kind of judge you, right? They judge you like, look at, are you the first person? Look at how big you are. I don't know. even either they judge us or not, they just that guilt, like make us feel like we don't. I don't know. It kind of affect us, and it's so common with women these days. Like I've spoken to like few of my friends that we just give birth, in this recent time this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the same way for us. And guess
Mm-hmm.
what? After C-section, they give us like people advise that you use waist trainer. Does that that thing? I don't know how easy it is with your cut, with that scar, and I don't
The
think.
waist trainer doesn't work for me with like the C-section. What I wear is I might wear like a ghetto tight that would feel a lot more easy with the compression and the pain and the scar. But a waist trainer, because with C-section and even open myomectomy, these are layers of incision. It's not just pushing the baby out. You have a cut that is going beyond all the way down to your uterus. So there are different layers of cuts. So when the waist trainer is not something you can do immediately after giving birth, or you can even do 2-3 weeks afterwards. You have to wait to heal properly. You have to wait for your even when you feel like your scar has healed properly, there's still other layers of incision. So you cannot just wear any kind of waist trainer. You have to be cautious of the waist trainer. For me, everybody's different. I've seen people that were able to do it, but for me, it wasn't something I could. Like the day I tried it, hey, felt like I was going to die. I was already out, and I just opened it. I said, you know what? I cannot kill myself. I've done my part. Let's
Honestly, yeah. So that's what I did, and I have some friends that recommended some. Like I just started using there's this oh, what's this thing called again? There's this kind of not waist trainer, it's like a tight.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I use. So that's easier because it doesn't put a lot of pressure on that incision. So I wear it tight that has like the whole waist minimal waist training on, where it kind of keeps that compression down and allows you to heal. Because another thing about open myomectomy or even having a myomectomy in general is that you feel like you're taking out the fibers, right? But when you don't wear a compression to heal properly, you heal and you have a big tummy. So he's like, but I've already taken out my fibers. Why is my tummy big? But the uterus and the urinary walls and the abdomen is only going to heal based on the kind of compression you give it. That's how it's going to, you leave it open, it's going to heal and heal with the bulge. So you have to wear some sort of compression to kind of keep it down. I mean, that's based on research and what people have done. So, but you cannot also wear the regular waist trainer where you tuck your tummy in and you have the waist training bones that kind of holds you down. You can't do that because you also have an operation. So I had a friend that had the open myomectomy. This was not serious, so she had an open myomectomy, and she took out her fibroids. But when she healed later on, this was like 1 year after her operation, the tummy was big. And then she had to go back to the doctor, and she was like, "Okay, doctor, see what's going on. My tummy is big." And the doctor told her, I forgot the name of the condition. I might have to check that out. But like the urinary walls had kind of enlarged during the healing process, so it's way thicker than normal. And this is so at this point she doesn't have fibers anymore, but she has a very thick urinary wall. And I asked her, I was like, obviously we don't know what caused it, but I'm believing that some sort of compression maybe would have helped the healing process. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But imagine having to go through that process of taking out fibroids and then still having that bulge afterwards because of the healing process. It's crazy.
Women go through. I believe women go through a lot, and everything we are going through right now, in motherhood, is making me to be able to realize that we should try to respect every woman that we have in our life, because people have different things they go through
We're going
different,
through.
and we don't talk about it. It's so funny that most of the time we don't talk about it because because life is busy, people are busy with different stuff. So that is why I kind of like, okay, God, please forgive me, because I begin to understand now, like when you call people when they don't pick calls, you don't have to hold it to them because you don't even know what they are going through behind the closed doors. So it's just a lot.
I'm telling you. And another thing I would say, I've learned from being married and having a child and going through all this is most times people feel like, oh, because she's married, she's fine. As women, especially as mothers, we need that community. Like what you're doing is very, very good for women to understand that. In as much as you're in your house, you have your children, your husband, everything seems nice. We're going through a lot as women. We need that support system amongst ourselves to say, like what you're going through, you're not alone. Like the other people are also going through the same thing as you, or even going through worse than you, but they're finding a way to make it work. And just because I'm not reaching out to you or I'm not picking your calls, it's not because I've forgotten you. It's because I also have my problems. And also, if you can reach out to your friends that are married or have kids, please do. They may not pick as fast as the single ones. They might not have the time to be on the phone with you for so long or give you the 100% attention. But it also helps them to know that, okay, this person is reaching out to me. This person is talking, like share whether your friend is single or not married, we would still want our single friends to reach out to us or our married friends to reach out to us. I might not tell you everything that's going on with me, honestly. I feel like most people that know exactly what happened with you, people that either experience similar things that I've gone through, or people that are like going through the same thing. So most times it's hard for me to tell like a random friend of mine that, oh, look at what I'm going through. You don't want to pour your problems. She also probably also has her own problems that she's facing. You don't want to pour your problems on that person. But imagine maybe that person reaching me that 5 days I was in the hospital and I never picked. They'd be like, Laura, who do you think you are? I'm calling you. Are you the only one that's married? Are you the only one that has a child?
And that's what happened. That is what people do.
Or you call me and my phone is off. I'm very bad with my phone. And you be like, you think you're all that. You never return my calls. And stuff. I was not even like, I'm sorry, forgive me.
People know I have no idea of what everyone go through, and even though the journey is different for everybody have different things that is going on in their life. So this motherhood thing is teaching me not to judge anybody. Just respect anybody. If they want to pick your call, fine. If they don't want to, it's okay. If you send the text, if they pick, if they reply, fine. If they don't, it's okay. I just try to I always have a way of defending people. I'll just be like, okay, I don't know what's going on in this person.
Exactly. And honestly, when you have that mindset, it helps you a lot. Because I remember those days, I have a friend of mine who is married with a kid. Like she has another kid on the way. But when we were friends then, when our friendship started, I wasn't married. I didn't have any kid. But, we just clicked as friends. And I used to always call this girl. Hey! I'll call her every time. Sometimes she won't pick. She'll call me back. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be like, when I needed you, where were you? Where were you when I needed you? She's like, Laura, I was dealing with my child. I'm sorry. I'll be like, please, next time, answer my call. Now it's my turn.
It's your turn.
So she calls me and she's like, where is your phone? I'm like, sorry, the phone was off. She's like, oh, so you're trying to be a mother, your phone is off. You must leave your phone. What's my house now? I'm like, I understand everything you were telling me back then. Please forgive me for all the times I raped.
That's what I tell people now. I've been asking for people forgiveness. People. I have a particular friend that each time she gives birth, and I will call her just to congratulate her. She will never pick up. 1 month, I'll not just be like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Are you the first person?
Are you the What's the line that are you the first person to
are you the first person to have a child?
You could have picked the call up, put it on speaker and did what you were doing with your child. What's your excuse?
Now I know better. Now I know better. I understand what people go through.
Yeah.
So now, you talk about community. Like, okay, in your own case, did your faith community play a role during your postpartum recovery?
Yes, it did. And I know what I noticed. my friends that had, oh, they took this so personal. It was as if they carried it more on their head than I did. It was thankfully Hallelujah challenge, or all, like everybody was praying, like let's pray for this together. It was babe. I noticed that my friends with kids were more passionate about the outcome and praying about it, because they understood. I think they put themselves in my shoes, like, what if, like, your kid will need you at this time. What do you need help with? Can we, like, the ones that were in the same town as I was, like, oh, you can bring your kid over. I'm like, oh no, I have help. Okay, do you need me to come to the hospital? Do you need to do anything? Well, okay, I'll put you in my prayers. I prayed for you today. Because being a mother and imagining you going through that, which your friend is going through with her child, it hits different. I noticed that for them, there's a friend I told, and she started crying on the phone. I'm like, babe, I'm not dying. I'm just going for a pressure. She's like, oh, you just had a pressure the other day. What are you going to do with it? Who's going to be with your kid? Don't worry, I'm praying for you. And multiple people were sending me prayer points, sending me Bible back. I think you too, you sent me a Hallelujah challenge. Another friend of mine sent me a Hallelujah challenge. It was like everybody was like, please, oh, don't die, oh. God is with you. You'll be fine with this. And you never understand how important those women are in your life until times like this, where they feel your pain as a mother. And I think, like, whether you're my friend or not, as women, like, looking at other women with children, no matter the situation, single mothers, they find it even worse. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, wow, imagine if I was a single mother. I don't know how these people are doing it, but they are. Kudos to them. Like, this is not easy for anybody. So you put yourself in their shoes and you understand the importance of community. Like, we don't have to be friends. We don't have to be pally-pallies. When you see another woman like that's in the same situation as you with children, reaching out, help, just stretching out your hands for help, no matter what. Like, oh, babes, how are you doing today? Send a text. How are you doing today? How are the kids? How are you doing? What's happening for the weekend or something? And I know you're busy. If you need help, I'm here. Simple things like that. Like, there's a lady that reached out to me like that. This is someone that we're not friends. We just have a mutual friend. And we just have a mutual friend. But from pregnancy to having a baby to open my, this is someone that before my pregnancy, we were not even hi, hello friends. But the moment she found out that I was pregnant, she started reaching out to me. She had sent food stuff, and I'm like, I did not understand. And that thing she did taught me that when is your time, when you find another woman in this same situation, don't wait for her to be your friend to reach out. Just that simple deed of, how are you doing? I'm here to help you. Oh, this is this. You need help. That kindness taught me that being a community sometimes doesn't necessarily mean that we pray. Just be nice to a woman that has a child, whether she's married or not. Be nice to her. You don't know the battle she's facing in her home and in her house. And at the end of the day, just be nice.
Grace, please now, go and sit down there. Please now.
Offer a helping hand, even if she takes it or not. Offer that helping hand. And if God blesses you well enough and you feel like, oh, I saw this nice stuff, I thought about you and I bought it. Believe me, you've made her day. You make her feel good. You've done something amazing for her. So I've learned a lot from my pregnancy journey to my myomectomy journey, and the women that has really helped me during this time has also impacted me to be of help to other women in my life, whether they are my friends or they are not my friends. I realized that as women, we need each other more than we even need our husbands. I'm sorry. We need each other more, because you understand another woman's plight than you understand a man, or a man understand. My husband has been of tremendous help for me in here, but when it comes to the mental need, like the mental stuff you go through, I feel like my female friends that have kids understand it better, because they are also going through the same thing in their own ways. So having that community is very, very important for us as women.
Interesting. Yeah, we need that community,
We do.
because other women, they understand us, they understand how it feels to be a mom. I have this friend, I have a neighbor that is always checking up on me because she has gone through different things, different aspects with
Yeah.
with kids, with kids, and she will always check up on me. So it's
Yeah.
so good to have that community. You can't be
Very
by
good.
yourself. You can't, there's always this, like, you can't isolate yourself because you will feel more overwhelmed
Yeah.
if you are alone.
Yeah.
So let's also talk about, what would you say? Okay, I want you to leave this with every woman out there that going through one thing or the other. So what would you say to them, for those who feel broken during postpartum? What would you like to tell them?
Here's what I'm going to say to every woman going through postpartum. You're not alone. And no matter how crazy those things in your heads are, like whatever you're telling yourself, believe you're not the first, you're not the last. If you don't have community, that's not a bad thing. Just remember that, this is a refined version of you. This is not the biggest thing from when I talk to women is they feel like they've lost themselves. They're no longer the same person they were, and they can't seem to recognize themselves. Baby girl, you are you have gone. You're now a butterfly. Like you've gone through the whole process, and now your beauty is coming more. Like don't feel like you've lost yourself. You've just added more to who you were. You're a better version of yourself. You brought life to earth. It can be a very lonely journey for us as women because even if you have people around you, it's very hard for people to understand how you feel. And it's totally understandable. Just know that you are a better version of yourself. You are doing good. No matter the amount of time you need, take the time to heal. And taking time not necessarily mean cutting everyone off. It's just finding those small things that make you feel good about yourself to do. Like do it. If it means, going to TJ Maxx and getting yourself a nice dress that fits that new body, do it. If it means, calling your friend on the, like for me, I love to talk to my friends on the phone, my old friends, talk about old times, talk about our lives on the phone. I do that and just talk and feel very happy. Check up on people. And sometimes, even if you're the one going through postpartum, you find out that when you check up on other people in your life, it kind of helps your mental health. Not just check up on them, be a source of happy. I have friends that'll be like, I'm not the one that's supposed to be calling you. You just had a surgery. Why are you calling me? I say, my dear, I'm calling you for my own mental health. I'm not calling you so that I'm calling you because talking to you makes me happy. So if you like, don't call me, I'll call you because I need to talk to you. I need you right now in my life. So do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel happy. If it's talking to your friends, if it's going out to shop, if it's taking out time, if it's going to the gym, whatever you need to do to make you feel good, find ways to do those little things to make yourself feel good. And know that you're not alone on this journey. Every woman feels it in different ways. Every woman feels postpartum in different ways. Just because yours is different doesn't mean you're alone. It's the same thing we're all going through, but in different ways. So be strong and enjoy the new version of yourself.
Of yourself. Thank you so much, Laura. There is, in fact, I have a lot to learn, and I'm sure every mom that will be watching this now or later, they have a lot to learn. I like the part where you said, you mentioned that, if people are to go to shop, get a nice clothes that will fit the new body, because I feel like at the end of the day we still have options as women, because you can always buy something like on Amazon. You go to Amazon, there you have a lot of waste. I waste pants. I was telling a friend of mine last week. I said since I started giving birth, I have stopped wearing the normal pant. I
My
just
dear,
wear
I threw away mine. I threw away all those skinny jeans. I threw mine. I went to TJ Maxx and I got this very nice high waist baggy trouser and baggy jeans. And that's the small part of my waist. That's the place I focus on. Oh, this place is still very small. Let's use. I don't care about. There are new dresses that match this new body.
yeah.
And find ways to look. I'm not. My body doesn't look the same at all. But the most important thing is, I think for me, the fact that I went through a near-death experience where they kind of brush dirt in your face. Staying in the hospital for those days I stayed, going through that huge amount of pain, made me appreciate the boring days I had at home. Those boring days where you wake up and there's nothing to do, and you're like, oh, I want to go out. I'm like, I miss those days. I just want to go home. I just want to be in my house, even if it's like, but I just want to do those small things that seem like nothing. They were big deals on that hospital bed. So when I came out of that hospital and I came back home, a small trip to TJ Maxx meant a big deal to me. Like, it felt like, man, I can still shop. I could still go out and buy stuff. I could still do date night with my husband. Like, those things for me were a big deal. And all I can say is your life is amazing. However it is, believe me, it's better than people in the hospital that I was working in the hospital, babe. I just had a surgery and I was taking a walk, because we tell you to take a walk afterwards so that you have the
Yeah.
blood.
The blood
I
flow.
saw all sorts of people that had like, pipes running through their body, oxygen masks, people that they had surgeries, they cut them all through, people, and I'm like, mine is better. Mine is better. These people will be there for months. People had like special wards that like intensive care. They are not leaving the hospital for like a year. And I only stayed 5 days. And when you see all those things that you come back home, you be like, baby girl, this your sky is nothing. It's like nothing. You're better, you're healthy, you enjoy your life and live for yourself and your family and your children. Honestly.
One thing I've realized is that there's always something to be grateful for. When you think about your life, you will tell yourself, you will thank God and be more grateful to God. So I'm very happy that you stated that. Thank you so much, Laura.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate you for coming to
Um,
Faith and
Thank you
Motherhood
for
Journey.
having this platform. I feel like we need it as women, as wives, as